the Part-Time Economist. We're continuing our series about joining the military, and two important things that you might want to know is that the Army will give you free housing and free food. Now, the ways that it does this is a little bit different depending on whether you are an enlisted soldier or an officer. So let's just jump in and make things simple. If you are an enlisted soldier that is not married, you will most likely live in the barracks. The barracks is free housing that is given to junior enlisted, right? So typically sergeants and below that are not married, that don't have kids, will live in the barracks. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, the actual quality of the barracks that you live in can vary widely. Some barracks are absolutely amazing, they look like hotel rooms, and then some of them just aren't that good. When I was at Fort Bragg, I had a private room and then I shared a common area with one roommate. Now, this depended on my specific unit. There were other units on Fort Bragg where they didn't have private rooms. So both soldiers shared the same rooms, their bunk beds were in the same room, not a lot of privacy. So again, this totally depends on your specific unit and the accommodations they have available. Now, if you are an officer, if you are a staff sergeant or above, or if you are married, you will not live in the barracks. You will receive what is called BAH, which is Basic Allowance for Housing. This is money that the Army gives you to provide your own housing. So they give you a certain amount per month. You can rent an off-post apartment. You can use this money to pay payments on a house. But essentially they're giving you the money and they're saying that you need to use this money to provide yourself with housing. Closely related to the housing issue is how the Army feeds its soldiers. Again, if you live in the barracks, you will be issued a meal card. A meal card is a small piece of paper that allows you to eat for free in the Chow Halls. You go in, you log into a computer system that says you're allowed to eat at the Chow Hall, and then you can eat as much food as you want. You can go back in line as many times as you want. It's the quality of the Chow Hall really depends. Again, like everything in the military, it depends, right? I've been to some Chow Halls where the food is absolutely amazing, where it rivals what I would get at a restaurant. There have been other Chow Halls where the food is kind of comparable to a Golden Corral or Orion's. And then I'm going to be honest with you guys, there's been some bad Chow Halls, like where you don't even want to eat that stuff. So again, that all depends. Now, if you do not live in the barracks, if you are married, if you are an officer, or if you're a staff sergeant above, you will be given BAS, which is Basic Allowance for Subsistence. This is money that the Army will give you to provide your own food. So you'll be responsible for buying your own breakfast, lunch, dinner, bringing your own snacks to work, things like this. Now, anyone can eat in the Chow Halls if you are receiving the Basic Allowance for Subsistence. You can pay to eat in the Chow Halls, it just won't be free for you. I hope that video has been a little bit useful. It can kind of be confusing with all the terms, so let me do a quick recap. The Army will give you free housing and free food. The way that it does this depends on whether you are officer or enlisted, whether you are married or not married. To make things simple, if you are unmarried, sergeant or below, you will live in the barracks and you will eat for free at the Chow Halls. If you are an officer, a staff sergeant or above, or married, you will be given money to buy your own housing and you will be given money to buy your own food. I hope that clears up some of the questions, because I know when I was joining, the recruiter was telling me, oh, the Army is going to give you money for food, they're going to give you free housing, and I was thinking that you got both, right? I thought that I got the Chow Halls and that they gave me money to buy food on my own. So it wasn't, it was just my misunderstanding, but it's something that I wanted to share with you guys, so hopefully you have a little bit better understanding going into it. This has been the Part-Time Economist. I hope the video is useful, and I will see you next time.